Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the HSBG podcast. I'm your host, Educated Collins. I'm here with my constant co-host, Shady Bunny. Shady, how you doing?
I am doing excellent, Collins. I would say
A-
phenomenal.
Any reason why?
Well, we have a particular announcement to make on this episode that is quite exciting.
That's cool.
Blizzard.
You sound
Yeah. Go ahead, Collins.
all right. So let's picture this. Back in the days of yonder, years, decades ago, there was one thing foretold in the universe. Me and Shady need to play some games together, some fun games, some competitive games. And we really spent a couple of times playing TFT. And while we were playing TFT, we were like, damn, this would be so great. It'd be so fantastic if Blizzard had a mode like that. Well, turns out they had the same idea. Duels is coming to Hearthstone. And we're definitely going to try it.
You said duels, right? So
Duos.
Oh, right. I probably heard duels because I thought you were joking. It's like we're gonna have duels.
Duels is coming to
We're gonna
Hearthstone.
play
Amazing.
duels.
Duos.
Yeah, duos. Yeah. You probably said it right. I just heard it wrong.
No, I probably said it wrong. You know how it is.
Oh,
But yeah,
man.
we're definitely going to spend this podcast talking about Battlegrounds Duos, what we know, some of the new cards revealed, our thoughts, our particular thoughts, and just some exciting stuff for sure. And we can get started.
Yeah, for sure.
Any?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, I'm done talking. You
Okay.
can talk.
Yeah, well, let's. So we're gonna be going over a list of all the little. I would say
The things we know, right?
yes. So we have seen gameplay. This has been released, or the I guess it's a demo, right? That was released at BlizzCon, so people could already play the demo where you are playing with a teammate. The concept is that the two of you are playing Battlegrounds together, so you form one team where you make a warband, your friend makes a warband, and then both your warbands fight the opponent's warbands. First, it's one player, and when one player's warband is fully eliminated, the second player's warband will spawn and take over. So that's the idea. The exciting thing is that you can also pass cards to your teammate. This will cost an extra gold. So you can't just throw every card over to your friend. You do need to choose which card you want to throw over because that will be more expensive than normally buying a minion.
I'm honestly surprised you could send minions willy-nilly. There's no restriction. If you want to send 5 minions a turn, that is fine. I feel like that is ripe for abuse, but there's a lot of things ripe for abuse anyways,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
but
The first thing
that is particularly
the first thing that comes to mind, we all know those games where you just get going and you pop off.
yeah.
How many times do you just need to get shit out of your hand? I can already imagine where you just throw cards through the portal, here, dude, take this, take that. I don't have time for this. You play these cards. You spend this money. I spend this money, you spend that money. Just throw it in the portal.
Oh my god.
You're like, all right, I just need to get my gold to 0 here. Let me just throw some shit in the portal. Yeah.
And there's always those moments where it's like, oh, if I had 1 gold, I had 1 gold I can pop off. It's like, Shady, thank you. Can you give me something? Sell your minion and give me whatever you bought.
Sell your big cleave. Come on, man.
And Shady was like, of course, Collins,
Of course I'll sell my big cleave.
So yeah, definitely an interesting mechanic to be able to give. I do think you need to have a way to interact, of course, right? Because then what's the point of duels mode? So happy it's there. I just wonder, is no limit good? Essentially, is that something that's going to be a problem? Once you get to high elo lobbies. But I do wonder what high elo lobbies will even look like. To be fair, so
There's definitely going to be this time where you don't really know and you're just doing stuff, but there's going to be a system that's gonna be good. Where it's like, oh, one person full tempo, one person level, both people level, both people tempo. Like, there's just going to be a meta, right? That's going to form, and that's going to be the most efficient, and that's what people are going to play around.
It's going to be whatever we do. You know?
Yeah. I was like, those two are doing well. Okay,
just call it now.
Oh, man, that's so dangerous, because now day one, let's say day one sucks. That would hurt so much. Yeah, so I think the assumption is that there is just going to be broken stuff. The same way that any kind of new thing that gets released, like a new type or quests when they released, buddies when they released.
You act like there's not broken stuff right now. Like,
sure, but at least they like look at the giga broken stuff and tune it down, right? Like we had like Voon copying ice blocks, right? Like that, they'd be like, probably not, right? So, but stuff like that is going to happen, where stuff in duos is going to happen, and then they're going to look at that. Probably not.
We never saw this in playtest. I can hear it now.
Yeah, so the crazy thing is that the example that they gave on the
it's so broken. I agree. Like, yeah, I was like, how?
The hero combination example that they gave was, well, what if a Bran and a Reno were to partner up? The Bran rushes his hero power by buying 5 battle cries, and then throws the Bran in the portal to the Reno, who then hero powers the Bran and has a golden Bran. I don't know how healthy that's going to be, because then you can do the thing where the golden Bran makes all the money and just feeds it right back to the partner, right? Where it's like, you know what? Yeah, here's like 2 whatevers, 2 Peggies here. Have some fun, you know, like make your own board. Here's 2 Peggies. I'll throw some money in there.
Reno in essence already seems broken, right? Because you can, like, essentially duos gives you more money than normal, right? Because you can always take your teammates' money.
Well,
and all you need,
I'd say that's dangerous though, right? Because
it is dangerous.
Like you pay a gold for passing a minion, right? So that's tough in the early game. But yes, please continue.
Sure. You pay a gold, blah blah blah. That's tough. However, all you need is like, you need to hit that one goldable economy card. That's all you need, right? And you know, you don't have to like throw the game early, right? You're just like, okay, if I can get like 3 extra gold this turn, right? I can get way stronger the next and then salvage the rest of the game, right? Like that's all you need, and Reno can do that. So it's like, it's an interesting hero in essence, and in how you can make it work better for yourself with more economy. So I hear you being scared. I'm not as worried. I think if you can just get to that point where you can start popping off, Reno can be extremely powerful.
Yeah, we will. We'll definitely try. We'll have various strategies that we'll be ready to try on day one. So yeah, for anyone that wasn't obvious yet, Collins and I will be playing this duo mode when it releases. Hopefully, this is like a
very likely.
Yeah, super hype. Or we can get started on it. Okay, so I have a list of points in front of me, right? For the people that have the video, they can see. So,
and you don't have dark mode on, man. It's crazy.
Yes, I read it better like this, but
I know.
Anyways, we'll go over that, and then after that, we'll essentially just go over anything that we haven't talked about yet, right? And all the fun little strategies.
There's a ton of heroes and minions, right?
Yes. All right, so the first thing here is that we share our health and armor pool. The health will be 30, and the armor will be the combined armor value of both heroes. So that is the assumption that we just have 30 health, and then all the armor gets thrown on top. It's not going to be 60 health total with everything on there. That's my assumption from what I see here.
I do want to say, first thing is it's released early 2024, so yes, 2 months minimum. You know, that's the first thing.
That's typical Blizzard, where it's no date, which makes sense because if you give a date and then something goes wrong, then it's like, hey, you said it was gonna be X and now it's Y. What the hell? But yeah, so
see, the strategy is to not make things go wrong. You see,
yes,
that's how you could do that. You
Why
can
have
release
I not
a date.
This? Yeah.
If you just don't have things go wrong. But yeah, there's always unintended issues, and they like to not be sure. So
Yeah,
It's just safer.
early 2024. Yeah, that's a great point, Collins, because you might say, when is this hitting? So early 2024. So assumption is first quarter. I think that's a fair assumption. If you say early 2024, first quarter is a reasonable assumption.
See, my assumption was January 1st.
I get
Weird.
that. That's early. That is early.
We have a different assumption.
I'm more reasonable. I give him a little bit more leeway. Yeah. So January 1st, preferably in the morning, right? Because that
in the morning.
In the morning, yeah. All right, cool.
They're not even back at work.
Yeah. I mean, January 1st, who works? Yeah, that's like hospitals and shit, right? No one else is. Or I guess people doing party stuff, right? Yeah, they'll be working. All right. Each game will feature 4 different duo teams, right? So it can be assumed that the top 2 teams will gain MMR, bottom 2 will lose some. High MMR, I guess you can come second, right, and lose, because that's 3.
Yeah, I assume so.
4, right?
I assume high MMR, you get second and lose.
Yeah, that's 3-4. Yeah, so I guess 3-4 is like neutral most of it, unless you're like giga high, right? Then you lose for straight third. But like 3.5, well, no, 3 is 0, right? A lot of the time. So yeah, 3.5, you'll lose a little bit. You'll lose a bit. Yep.
Yeah.
So probably you'll lose a bit for second place. It's weird to say, but obviously there's only 4 teams.
There's only 4 teams.
Yeah. So if you get second, that's like 3rd/4th, the way it works right now. The buy phase is pretty much the same, but you can check out your partner's tavern and board anytime by clicking on a new portal. The animation is on the right side of the screen. So I saw this where we can jump in if we want to. There's links here. I'd already use.
I have to tell you, he was.
Let me see. There's this little, for those of you that are watching the video, there's a little portal on the right side of Hero Select. Let me move Collins. There we go. There's a little portal. I'll move you here. And the way you can look at your friend's Hero Select is by just going in the portal and checking. Now, this was pretty fast. When
you're not going to skip ahead. Okay.
Yeah. Well, when I watched the video, they were clicking the portal the whole time. So I guess I missed it.
I watched 2 different perspectives. So I've seen Crips
right.
Boffer's game and Trump and Ron's games. I have not seen RDU's game.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that the animation looked fluid, which is important, right? Like imagine if you click the portal and it goes
I mean, this is a dev playtest, right? Like, if it's not fluid, I'm.
yes, but let's hope that this continues into the actual release on ladder as well. So anyways, my point was just that the shut down the thing 1 second. Professional.
I was kind of enjoying that game.
You enjoying that game? We can go back to it. That's fine. Either way, the you watched the other perspectives. Anything that you remember that's noteworthy from those games?
A lot of people were not paying attention to their partners. I love you. I guess they were just kind of doing their own thing and hoping that sometimes their partner would carry them at times. There wasn't that like team play, but I think it's fair. Like it was just like kind of random. I didn't watch RDU, so I assume RDU would be a little bit better than just like the random like Trump Ryan, like Beaufort. Though I will say like when it's 2 good players, it doesn't matter. That's
yes, that's true.
But it's like they just kind of carry on their own. And there's been some scenarios where your board is like, I could kill 4 people in a row. You're just so strong. So I definitely think if built correctly, you could definitely have a situation where you just like full carry, and it doesn't necessarily matter too much. So I definitely saw some games where it's just like, this guy is mega strong.
That's definitely an advantage, right? To just how many hours, days, weeks we have of just sitting on voice playing games together and just communicating. Oh, do this. Like the best part is when you don't really have to say it. You just know what the other guy wants.
I'm just gonna
right?
keep the bug roll or so. Just keep it in my hand.
You're just gonna keep base skill for when I want.
Yeah, base skill until it's like base skill. And then I just ship it. Like, yeah, I already bought 2. Like, do you need another?
I just need base skill to make the scam boards better. Yeah. Oh man, that's so good. Whew. All right, yeah. No, I think that's absolutely fair. Where at the start, it is very likely just going to be 2 solos, where it's just like
I agree. Yeah.
Play well, and you'll probably do well. But there's definitely going to be some strategies where, like, you know what, you should probably really do this because that's really efficient in duos. But
I do wonder if it's going to be like alternate leveling curve where one person gets strong, one person levels, the other person gets strong, other person, one person gets strong. You know, that kind of thing. Or is it going to be like, we all just play normal curve, except now we have an extra gold at this breakpoint, and then we just ship something at this breakpoint.
I think a lot of the time, you're in a position where one person is able to spend the gold far more efficiently. So
than the other.
So you can say like, well, you just level because your shop is garbage.
It's garbage,
and
yeah.
I have the nuts, so I'll buy the nuts, right? So I'll buy the 2 deflecto bots because that's actually gonna kill it. So sometimes you just buy stuff and you're like, I'm too strong, right? Like I don't need this, right? But if you can, in duos you do need it because you have to beat 2 boards, and especially if your partner doesn't have a good shop, you say like, oh, you just level. I'll buy this shit. This is like, I got the nuts. Like they're not gonna beat us, trust me, right? Like I can. I got the big cleave. I got the big shield.
I can already see Shady's role. Shady's role is to, stay strong. My role is to find the broken stuff.
Yes, exactly. I'm just gonna be like, Collins, did you already level? Okay, I guess I'll try to save our health. Okay, cool. Oh man, yeah, very excited for this. Okay, where were we here? So you can check out the board state of your partner at any time, right, by clicking the portal, which looked very, very accessible, very user-friendly, so that's nice. You have to level yourself, so it's not like your partner levels and suddenly you have 4 drops in your shop, so you do have to tier up if you want higher tier minions. Any card can be sent over. There is no limit to how many cards you can send over.
Even spells.
Oh, any card. That's true.
Yeah,
any card.
I saw them sending spells. It cost a gold to send like a taunt spell. I was like, okay.
That's funny. The 1 gold, that's just gonna matter way more in the early game. But we will see that there are some mechanics to circumvent this, right? There are some specific mechanics that we're going to be looking at where you will be, because you might say, well, if I can't send anything over early because it costs a gold, it's not so fun. But there are certain mechanics you can use to circumvent this. All right. So, oh, this is cool. New overlay effects for the tavern have been added, clearly indicating that a minion in your tavern could make a triple for your partner.
Yeah, so when that happens, it's like a green arrow to the right, like essentially showing that if you buy this and send it, it will triple for your opponent.
That's so good. Oh man, good job. Wow, that's great. I love that. The starting player for the combat phase will alternate between you and your partner for every turn, indicated by the order of player. So on the left side, right, you have your normal players, right? It's where the highest HP are on the top. So they will switch around. So you'll have, let's say the example from we gave earlier, we have a Bran and a Reno. If the Bran is on top, the Bran will go first. And then
I can tell they did not tell the people playtesting that this was the case. Because everyone I watched was just very confused every time until like turn 8 where they're like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. But like the first like 6 turns, everyone was like, what's going on? Why did I go first? I guess you go first. And then they're like, oh, I guess it swaps. And then eventually they figured it out. They were not told this.
You can tell.
I think.
Yeah. More chaos. Awesome. The board of player 2 will spawn into combat after the board of player 1 has been wiped out completely, including effects like Death Rattle.
I do want to mention the way that since the combat alternates between both players, and it always alternates every turn, who you fight, like the person you fight in a team will always be the person you fight, right? Since like let's say me Shady fight RDU and Super JJ, right? Like if I'm fighting RDU and then next turn you'll fight Super JJ first, right? And then next turn it'll swap back and I'll fight RDU. So it's never going to be a situation where I'm fighting Super JJ first, right? So the first person you fight is always the first person you're going to see. And I do think that's something to keep track of. I actually think that's probably better because it means like, okay, I can always plan to fight like maybe the scam comp first, right? And then like maybe the big stat comp is like who I fight later, where you're like, oh, I'm always fighting the big stat comp and then afterwards the scam comp comes later. So I do think that matters a lot, and especially in some matchups where, oh, my board destroys the scam comp, and then I completely kill that board for free, and then you just have to like 2-time the stat comp, whereas like alternate I have to deal with the stat comp, and maybe like that matchup is a little harder. So based on who's fighting first, it might actually increase the odds of winning and losing. So I do think that's interesting, where it's like, oh, when I fight RDU, we tie. But then when you fight Super JJ, we destroy them. You know what I mean? And I do think that's an interesting kind of balance, kind of mechanic, and like how to make sure you have a good odds if you know exactly, oh, when it comes to top 2, how to approach that situation.
Well, so the cool thing is a lot of the time in the end game, you are rolling for one unit, where it's like, oh, I just need Leroy, or I need Blaster, right? Like it's just like clear as day. I just need this one thing. So now you have 20 gold to roll for that. Because your partner
and so it's like you don't need Blaster, I need Blaster.
Yes, but I roll a Blaster. It's like, here, blast them, Collins. Get rid of all those shields, get rid of those Murgles or what. Because that happens a lot, especially when you're in the position to.
But it's interesting.
Like,
it's also interesting. Like in the next fight, we don't need Blaster anymore, right? Because the order is going to be off, right? So it's like, oh, I should take off the Blaster now, so to have a better chance in the battle. Because it's not like. So that's interesting, right? Like where it's like, oh, fight 1 Blaster, fight 2 no Blaster, fight 3 Blaster again, right?
Well, assuming that the board state doesn't change, which is unlikely, right? There's probably a lot of shenanigans going on. But so. Oh man, lots of stuff to think about, but that's gonna be a fun learning experience. All right, there is no direct interaction between you or your teammate's board during the combat. So that means that, let's say you have Goldrun that died, you're not going to buff your friend's beasts. So that would be fun. Otherwise, you just both play beasts.
Fun is the wrong
wait. So the first guy is just Goldruns and Titus. The second guy is Banana with Feather Mace.
Fun is the wrong word. Fun is the wrong word.
It wouldn't work because they alternate, but just imagine like one person just has 2 golden Goldruns and 3 golden Titus, and just like all I do is buff. And then player 2 is just like token stuff. So just to be clear, that doesn't work, right? But yes, we can see why.
I think there'd be some insanely broken stuff if you could interact, like not the B stuff notwithstanding, like even just like economy stuff where it's like, oh, maybe you can fully avenge Nest Matron. I think Nestoration's in and stuff like that. Some broken thing I think will be available if that was the case. So glad.
Yeah, for sure. You'd have stuff that'd be stupid. If the board of player 1 is already enough to win against both boards of the enemy duo team,
this will usually happen when Shady's first.
Well, we'll see. The empty slots on the board will be filled up with minions from player 2 after the combat has concluded. So you deal more damage. So that is something to keep in mind as well, where you could potentially position your high star units first.
At the end.
Well, when you are player, I'm assuming that when you're player 2, and let's say player 1 solos, but they have like 4 minions left, or 3 minions.
I think you'll get all the minions.
You get all the minions? So it says the empty slots on the board will be filled up.
Oh, does it? Oh,
right. Okay. So I don't think you're going to go up to 14 just to smork them. It's probably a bit much, especially if you're going to be on 30, right? You're going to have 30 health. So if you do have empty slots, I'm assuming it's going to fill up left to right.
Yeah, probably.
Speculation, right? So the brand first, so that the brand hops on the board. But then again, if you solo, you're probably going to have like 1 or 2 minions left, right? So it's probably not going to matter that much. Be pretty insane if you solo 2 boards. So you're like, yeah, lost 1 minion. Yeah.
No, it's
unfortunate.
You know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be tokens dealing bajillion damage, right? And then it's like, oh, okay. And then also have shady, like my minions come in for the kill.
Oh man. Okay, here we go. The duo mode will add at least 4 new mode exclusive heroes. Oh, sorry guys. Had a long weekend, so but I'm good. We have Cho'Gall. So again, these heroes are new, but obviously will only be available in duos because their hero powers are going to be centered around the duo modes. Cho'Gall has the hero power Double Trouble. It is a passive, and whenever you play a golden minion, both you and Gall will get the triple rewards. So you are Cho, and your teammate is Gall, right? This is
yes.
This is like a thing that was also in Heroes of the Storm. Cho'Gall is this really big ogre where there's 2 parts to it, right? So one person's the Cho, the other person's the Gall. So these are 2 heroes, but they can only be played when picked together. So most likely they will only be queued up. Yeah, so when you're queuing up with you and your teammates, you'll be offered Cho and Gall. And I'm guessing that I don't know what happens when one has selected one and one has the other.
You both have to pick it.
Yeah, but what if it times out? I guess it will automatically swap on the other player, because that's what I'm thinking. That's how you could force, right? Where one person picks Cho, the other person picks like Reno. But they haven't confirmed, right? They just let it time out. I wonder if the system will automatically swap you off the Cho or on the Gall, if that makes sense.
I would hope... Yeah. I hope there's like an indication that one of the players have picked this hero. And then I also think it's better to just force it on the Cho'Gall, because I don't think you want a random hero, like regardless. I think that is it.
If they are offered, you don't get alternatives? Really?
That was in the playtest. That was okay. Right. That was true in the playtest. I don't think that is a healthy thing in the actual game.
Very weird. That'd be very weird if that's in the
playtest. That was correct, right? But I don't think that's going to be the case. So there needs to be some way of dealing with that in the actual live game. So I do agree that was true, but I don't think that's going to be true once it comes out.
Yeah, that'd be very let's say this is maybe it's broken, right? But let's say it's potentially not good. You're like, oh fuck, we have
this
to play
hero
this,
is
right?
broken. No,
yeah, but I mean, they might nerf it or whatnot, right? Like,
sure.
Just saying, like, if let's say you get a hero offered when you're playing solos, is like, oh, you have to pick Rat King because you got Rat King offered. It's like, it feels weird, right? But yeah, this obviously looks cool because you essentially would try to feed all the triples to the Cho.
No. Both people have the same ability.
Oh, both people have the same one. Okay,
so
I'm just reading.
Whoever triples you get 2.
Holy crap! Okay, you're right.
It is broken.
Yes. What the hell? I thought there was a little bit of setup required for this, but no.
There's no setup.
You guys like golden minions? Me too. Let's get a lot of golden minions. Ding, 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 ding. That's a lot of triples. Okay, yeah, that looks insane. Madame Goya featuring the hero power efficient exchange. Pass a non-golden minion. So pass being use the hero power for 2 gold, I believe, to pass a minion.
Yeah, it's 2 gold to pass a non-golden minion. Now it doesn't have to be in your hand, right? Because if it spends 1, if it's in your hand, you can spend 1 gold to pass it, so it doesn't make sense to use it there.
You can take this from the shop. Or...
You can take it from the shop, and you can also take it from your board, which you cannot do previously, I believe.
Yeah.
So
No, you shouldn't be able to pick up your card and ship it in the portal.
Yeah, so this has some good synergies with some minions and stuff like that. So this could be a pretty decent hero, right? Because essentially, if you're passing something in a shop, you're saving a gold. Well, you're saving 2 gold technically, but technically you're saving.
Yeah.
So
well, you would pretty much always do that, right? In the early game, from shop.
Holy crap. So there's a lot of power in this, even though it's a simple hero that I think with its cost, it has some pretty good use case.
Yeah, in a way, it's Zurella, but you don't have
in,
to make
in
it
a
a
way.
2-2. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better, right? For sure.
Yeah. The
as long as you care about your teammate, it's better.
Well, I can already see. Well, it's a bit of a weird one. So the assumption is that Goya is going to be behind, right? Because she's feeding the teammate. So the teammate has to take essentially care of Madame Goya here.
Well, not necessarily, right? Because you can always pass it back, right? So
yeah, but
there's like heroes
start,
that gain. Well, I mean, there's like a 1-drop that gains +3 when it gets passed, right? So you might do like turn 1, you pass that. Not turn 1. Well, yeah, I guess turn 1 you pass that. Turn 2 you pass it back, right? And then it's like, okay, you get +6/+6 turn 2 on Goya like that.
Sure,
that
but
is
on average.
On average, I guess. Behind, right? In the beginning, yeah.
Because you were spending 2 gold almost every turn to feed your friend.
Yeah. Because turn 3, you could just pass it back. You know what I mean? And then they play it. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I guess you will be behind.
But either way, looks cool. Flabidinous Floop. The hero power is Glorious Gloop. Choose a friendly minion. Start of combat. Transform it into your teammate's highest attack minion. That's insane as well, right? For
personally, I think that one is bad.
No.
Yeah, I do.
You can
there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. There's a minion that has that ability essentially. So your passive is a minion power essentially.
You mean there is a minion that got released? Sure, I guess. Yeah. I'm really going into this fresh, guys. So we'll I've
seen a lot. I know more than Shady.
This is the reverse world, right? I love it. But I had this like insane packed weekend, so this is all new for me, which is great. I love this. Okay, well the effect itself I think is still very good because we just know like if you have really good synergy, right, with your teammate, you understand how to abuse this, then just look at it where you can, as the teammate, you can really all in making a nasty unit to carry, and then the gloop will just be like, cool, I guess I got that one too. So, and because the combat is you and your teammate, that's, you get double the big bad minion.
Now, my issue is I've played TFT. And in TFT, the meta, at least the high-level meta, was create insane late-game boards, right? Like, you don't really need to tempo. You have enough health for that. What ends up happening is whoever has the craziest bullshit, if you have, level 3 4-drop on TFT, you destroy, right? Like we had, who did we have? We had Yone, right? That was our thing. We played huge Yone, destroy the opponent. And I do think that's going to be very similar where you need to have an insane power. So it's not going to be the heroes that have really good early game spike, which is what I think Floop is. I think it's going to be the heroes that can do some crazy late game stuff that's going to end up usually winning the high level lobby. So just because I just don't think the hero power is something respectable, since you could just buy a minion to get this. Like it's just not a hero that I think late game you're really going to want.
Your assumption is that you can greed harder in duos than in solos.
Yeah.
In general. Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
We will absolutely be trying all of those things, right? So we'll have a lot of fun with that. But yeah, that does make sense. Like if the assumption is that the way to win is to greed really hard. So essentially you skip mid game a little bit. Like if you play like that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so normally in a solos game there is not always a mid game, so I will explain what I mean. Like if you get really lucky and you triple into a Theodore straight away, and you just like go into an end game.
That is my whole game plan.
Yes, Collins is like, what is a mid game? I never do mid game. I always have my end game engine straight away.
If I have a mid game, I'm crying.
Whereas I always have a mid. Well, not always. I have a mid game a lot of the time because I find that is a much more stable play style. If you skip the mid game, you're essentially take damage. I hope I pop off like crazy. Okay, and then you either pop off or you die. But anyway, like if duos allows for that playstyle more, then yeah, you kind of just skip mid game, go straight into end game, you start carrying. So that'll be interesting to see if that is indeed the meta or not.
Okay. I mean, like you play with a Gallywix, right? Someone in the chat is like, yeah, okay, well, I know my job. If I'm not Gallowix, I just need to keep you alive. Right? Like,
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I just think like that's gonna be what
I hope
you're
Gallowix
looking
is
for.
not allowed in duos, because that
Well,
just seems like you can't balance
it's going
that.
to be.
Like, how is that balanceable? If a Gallowix has
that's my
a
point.
bodyguard.
So
right?
why am I playing Floop when someone could pick Gallowix? You know what I mean?
Sure.
I do wonder what's Tess gonna look like? Who are you taking?
My assumption is the first person you fought.
A first person?
Not enabled.
Okay.
It's one of the two. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
I could see that. I love it. You're like, you're like reevaluating.
Oh yeah. Well, we will. Yeah, man.
We will be doing that a lot. I agree.
I'm super down to do whatever works, man. Whatever's fun, whatever works. Okay, so the fourth hero for duos is the nameless one, and
that we know of. Like,
yes,
to be fair, they can add more.
The one that is now the four that have been teased, or I guess showcased already. Nameless one copies your teammate's hero power. So anything stupid that you've already thought of, Colin's like, wow, 2 of these is insane.
I haven't thought of it. I'm not here to think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just you know, you were like, oh, I know where to shade here. So yeah.
No one picked this in the playtest that I saw.
Okay.
No, they did, and they got Sneeds, and it was not good.
Oh my god, who did that?
They weren't paying attention to each other.
Oh.
I think it was Bolfer was like, "Oh, I'm gonna copy your hero power," and then Crib's just like picking Sneeds. He was like, not even listening. And then it's like Bolfer's like, "Oh, you gave me Sneeds power, great."
Well, why do you pick Sneed in the beginning, dude? Like in the first place?
I don't know. They won. To be fair, right? Like, they're good players.
Yeah. Like, you can play without a hero power if you're.
Yeah, you can play without a hero power probably, and they still
sure.
do well.
Oh my god.
But it was absolutely like not using anything, like not paying attention to heroes. Like why go for Sneed? Yeah, like they ended up like getting like like a 2 minions or whatever. It was just like you could have done better, guys.
Oh man,
so disappointing.
All right, but I mean, surely there'll be something that's stupid when you have to.
Absolutely. There's going to be stuff you can do that's super stupid.
Interesting.
Yeah. Something interesting I do think is very peculiar is you could do something like hero power a minion, pass it, and then hero power the same minion with the same ability.
Oh right, yeah.
There's probably something dumb like with that combination.
Like Lich King hero power something and then throw it into the portal.
Can you get double reborn?
No, but like you would have reborn on something, and then you have a hero that has reborn on something that shouldn't have it. So like Lich King reborn something, and then
double Leroy.
Well, you give it to a Terran, and the Terran hero powers it with reborn, and you get like a reborn Goldrin on the Terran, like pop, 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 pop.
So yeah, I mean we're not talking nameless one.
Yeah, we're not talking nameless one, but you were talking. Oh, you can throw something on a hero, and you can throw something on a minion, then pass it, and then throw something on a minion again, right? So, but you're saying you can hero power the same hero power twice.
Yeah, but yours is better. I think combining hero powers is more powerful than doubling in a lot of cases.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go
double test. Oh, double test, and you just. Anything you see is a triple. That's
double
not anything,
test,
but
yeah. Again, a lot of money, but your mid game is nasty. Then you triple a bunch.
Yeah.
yeah. That seems insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 15 new exclusive minions for
at least.
Yes.
Let's read between the lines.
So what has been shown right now? What we are reading to you guys, what we're talking about, is what has been shown at BlizzCon. Now that doesn't mean that the game will be released in that state. Yes, that's fair. All right, so we have Passenger, which is a tier 1 neutral. Whenever your team passes, gain +1/+1. The stat line is not on here.
It's a 1/2, I think.
Yeah, but that's
if you scroll down, you'll see it, I believe.
Right, Passenger. Oh yeah, we'll just use the pictures. That's more fun.
Yeah,
yes, it's a 1/2. It's a 1 star 1/2.
Yeah. I think this is probably very strong because you can keep it on 1, and as long as you guys are actually playing the game together, it will actually be somewhat threatening late game. So this could be like something very easily be like a 5 attack minion like early in the game, and then later on, it's a 10-10. Yeah, it doesn't have stats. It's kind of like Tavern Tipper.
Tavern Tipper gains +1/+2 per turn, and you're not passing more than once per turn, right?
You can.
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
I mean, and both players can pass.
Yeah, but it costs
right?
the gold. You're not doing that in the early game.
I mean, you can't. I do think if you get like Oracle, you will pass. So the next card.
Okay. The next card, Mork or Morgul the Oracle. The first time this is passed each turn, gain +3/+3. So it's a 1-star 2/2.
It's a 1-star 5/5.
Well, it costs an extra gold, but yes, that one you'd pass. That one you'd pass. That's fair.
So if you start with like those two, I think that's a like good enough reason to pick up a passenger. I think there'll be some cases where it cease play is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Obviously,
sure,
if you have nothing to pass, you're not going to do it.
So you're coming at passenger with all the stuff that you've already seen, and I'm just looking at it. You wouldn't pay a gold, and you're like, you'd pay a gold for this, Shady. So yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I've watched like what 2-3 games so far. So,
that's cool. That's cool. All right, so then we have a 2-drop Fortune Hunter Flow. It's a 3/4, which is already good. Battle Cry, your teammate gets a gold coin. This is insane.
I agree.
What the fuck?
I think this is so stupid.
That's like insta-buy. Holy shit.
And it's a battle cry, so now you get into the late game and it's just like so free. Yeah, so it's disgusting. You do, and you get a coin. It's not like your teammate gains a gold. You get a coin.
Your teammate can spend
so you can save this. Yeah, it's very strong.
2-star. So we have Gem Carver Blackthorn, 2-star 2/1 Death Rattle. Both you and your teammates get a blood gem. Instinctively, it's good, but it's just a 2/1, right? So it's one of those things where you do need.
Turn 1 it's a 2/1, and then you're getting a gem, right? So it pays for itself.
But we think back of like Thorn Collar, right? Which was like a 3/2 when it came down. Battle Cry or Death Rattle get a gem, but it's good. It's good, right? It's good. It's just like it's slow-ish, but you can tell that it was. This probably didn't start off as a 2/1.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Right. That's true. Right.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You can look at all the things with bad stats and say, this is probably broken.
Yeah. Because they felt the need to reduce the stat line to like, well, we can't give it less than 1 health. And making it a 1/1's probably, yeah. So.
Yeah, I think it's very strong, very solid.
Yeah, for a 2-drop.
Just something you're going to pick up on 2. Like, I think if you say this on 2, you're like, I'm probably going to.
Yeah, turn 3, you're just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, just slam this. Yeah, exactly.
All right, then we go to the 3-drops. We have the Orchestra Conductor, which is funny because it's an orc. Oh, Blizzard. All right.
Puns. Blizzard is full of dads.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so many cards are dad humor. It's great. Battle Cry, give a minion +2/+1. Upgraded for each orchestra conductor your team has played.
It's a Battle Cry Pogo Hopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems slow for a 3-drop.
It seems slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I do think if you are playing like brand stuff, you'll just pick this up. Yeah. Right. But other than that.
With brand you get 4/2, right? On the first. Yeah. Like if you're brand the hero, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's just like Pogo Hopper, right? If you get a brand, like you pop off. So same thing here.
Yes. All right. Plunder Pal. It's a 3-star pirate. It's a 4/5. At the start of your turn, your teammate gains 1 gold. Strong.
There are some players that just had this in the late game. Just like picked it up, they never sold this. It's just like I guess at some point they sold it, right? But I feel like if you can buy this early, it's probably just fine, right? Just give your team free money, right? Like
yeah, I mean,
so
yeah, go ahead.
What are some of the other like at the start of your turn, you gain a gold, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
A Cordotron and the Dread Pirate. We used to have Warden, which was a 3/3 death
all
rattle.
of them had like very bad cell lines for turn 3, right?
No, there's okay. So the demon right now is a 4/4, but you take a damage, right? So there's a 4/4 pirate demon. You take
and this is even better. My point is this is even better. Like,
well,
so
that one gives you a coin, but yes, I'm nitpicking. Yes, this is obviously insane. This is great. This is a great card. You go 3-on-3, you want 2 of these.
You want 2 of these.
3-on-3, 2 of these. Like, it's just bam, slam them. That's great. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes you triple and then it's fine, right? So I just think it's really strong.
You could just run Peggy right next to this if Peggy's still in.
Yeah,
Let's see.
If they're still in, yeah.
Longsin, which is a still 3-drop. This is the last 3-drop we're reviewing here. At the end of your turn, give your teammates minions +1 attack. So it's unconditional. It's not like low flyer-esque.
Right. Yeah. It does remind me of low flyer though.
Yeah.
And I will say, did not see anyone play this.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, I feel, but
like
what ends up happening?
You buy it on tier.
Yeah, what ends up happening is one player is strong and then doesn't need this, and the other player is like kind of weak, and it's like this doesn't do anything. So you have to be the weak player on turn 3, which is like not usually the case. So it's like awkward in how players are playing the game to use this, I think, from what I've seen. But then obviously that could change it, and people will find a use case, of course, if you see this like first turn 3. But that was like my initial reaction.
I don't think you build around this. I don't think it's like some long-term stuff, but like this is probably
like maybe for a turn. Yeah, maybe for a turn.
It's a 3-drop. All right, Archimond. It's a 4-drop demon. It's a 7/4 battle cry. Minions in your teammate's tavern have +2/+2 for the rest of the game. So basically,
so when I'm going Nomis, Shady could be like, oh, I'll just like, hey, just buy all the Archimons. Thank you.
This is Elemental for your teammates. It's +2/+2, right? So that's it's simple. This is Elemental for your teammates, but it's +2/+2, right? So pretty insane. And the stat line is totally fine, right? Like you can buy.
And
this.
I assume that dragon that triggers battle cries might still be in the game.
Yeah, right? The disco shuffler. We'll see. We have to see what's in and what's out.
No, the other one, the one that, or did they remove it? The death rattle one that triggers the battle cries AOE.
Oh, Rylak.
The dragon. Yeah, Rylak.
It's a beast. Okay.
It's not a dragon beast, or it's just a beast. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a dragon beast.
No, it's a beast.
Is there a dragon beast?
I don't think so. Chat can.
There's a dragon beast in the game, right? No. Okay, never mind. Well, Rylak.
Well, I mean, there's amalgam. There's phalanx, right? That's
no. Those don't count.
Those don't count.
Those don't count. No.
All right. Next up, we have Avenging Ally. We have Avenge 3. Your teammate gets a random reborn or death rattle minion. So
it's like Nest Matron.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's. I mean, you can have a good setup for that, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing undead, this is okay, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get a lot of undead cards.
Seems like fun.
Yeah, seems if you want to help your teammates, you know, this is something I would do. I'm the type of person who would pick that. Actually, yeah, that's true.
Sorry, guys, my daughter just walked in.
How dare she?
She's great. It's awesome. Nee, dan kan je je tandjes niet kiezen, hè? Kom. Oh, maar met. Oh, she's a little sick, guys. All right.
Yeah, I have a family member who's also very sick. They got COVID.
Oh, okay. Well, that's hopefully not.
I've been helping them around, but yeah, it's like
yeah, that maybe.
Mask everywhere, you know. Just don't want to. I got it before, I think, right when we came back from.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that again.
All right. Let's
Let's wrap it up.
yeah. Oh god. Well, I'll be honest, my brain's a little mush, so now I'm just like, oh, what's going on? Right. Okay.
We're at friendly freshwater.
Yes. Okay. So tier 4 elemental death rattle. Your teammates' next 3 refreshes cost 0. Wow.
It's a death rattle.
Yeah.
So you have to play it. But it gives you 3 gold essentially. Which is a lot, right? So.
Yeah. So battle cry is be like
insane,
right? Yeah, but I mean the fact that it's a death. Well, I would say death rattle is better early.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Like basically, if you buy this and you keep this on your board, it's 3 golds every turn, right?
Yeah, like you could probably keep it a few rounds. Now it's a 5/2, so
right.
Yeah.
But I mean. You are saving a lot of gold to do this. Yeah, and I got you. But yeah, definitely seems, at least early on in the game, seems very strong since you'll be able to kind of help your opponent. There's a lot of helping your opponent, or not opponent, helping your teammate. I have been saying opponent for teammate the whole time. Helping your teammate kind of scale better, get stronger. And you could definitely have a scenario where one player really focuses on making sure they're strong, and then once they're strong, then you can kind of turn it around on them, and then make sure they stabilize. You actually the way it kind of works, I do feel like what's likely to happen is one person is like the designated buff receiver. They get all the buffs. They get the freshwater. They get the avenging ally. They get the Arch Monday. Right? Like they get super strong. And then your job, the second player's job, is to just play scam and play Sandy. Like they just take the opponent's stats and they just scam if they can't get strong themselves. I do think that's very likely to be a very common strategy.
I think that's a fair way. At least that's going to be a fun way of doing it, right? Like actually do.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. No. I mean, I would say that. Well, I mean, you too, right? You can. I think we are both. Like we don't really care, right? We just look at the situation and we say, okay, I'll support, right? Like it doesn't matter.
I don't mind. I prefer to support.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you carry.
I'm super happy to play support as well, right? So, but I mean, you just look at the game, like, but we played to TFT, right? It was just like some games you're just like, okay, you go, like,
I got you.
You do all the things. Yeah. You're hitting. You have the nuts. Let's go.
roll it down, Shady, for my fourth unit.
Yeah, just go. Just roll. I don't give a damn about your economy. Get me my copy. Okay, yeah. Then all right, the next one is cloning Cuddlegam. So that's amalgam. Mm-hmm. When you buy or discover this, your teammate also gets a copy.
This is insane.
Yeah.
I don't understand this one.
Go 4-on-4, buy 2 of these. Kabam!
Yeah, like
that's so much tempo. Yeah. It's a 4-4, but still, silly.
And you can discover it from Murloc stuff.
Anything,
like that's what I think is like
Primal
super
Fin,
stupid.
So it says discover. I guess Tempest. Yeah, Tempest, Primal Fin, Reef. Reef can do it. Yeah. Holy crap.
You can also triple into this.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think it's. I don't know. Like, this is a card I could see getting adjusted or
all right, man. We'll have some good time with this. All right, then we have our first 5-drop. Electron. At the end of your turn, give a minion in your teammate's warband Divine Shield.
This is an insta-buy.
So, I want to clarify. It says end of your turn. That's not start of combat. So
no,
this
it's permanent.
Perma. Yes.
Yeah.
That
this
is a
insta-buy for me.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Now, it is random. So
I don't care.
Well, you got to be careful then with like ending on jug or something like that. And you're like, oh, my jug got shielded, right? So economy stuff is weird then.
You have to tell your opponent, hey, I have Electron. Don't play your jug or don't end
on
int,
jug, right? Yeah. Play 5 units. I'm playing Electron.
Yeah.
Just like have 2 Murgles. Hopefully by then Murgle's no longer in the game because
Copium.
well,
That's
surprise, surprise, it's Avenge 5 and I still love my 2 Murgles on my board. I'm just, you know, I'm just playing Coiler or whatever. So yeah, it's still pretty good. So hopefully by then Copium it's no longer in the game. All right. Then we have another 5-star, which is a Naga. It's called Benefactor. Spellcraft, pass a different non-golden minion. So with Benefactor, you get a Spellcraft, which allows you to pass something from the shop, I would assume, because it says a minion, not a friendly. But you have to pass something that's not Benefactor.
yeah, you're basically Madame Goya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why play Madame Goya when I could just level a 5 and be Madame Goya?
Yeah.
Well, the reason is that you get to play Madame Goya in the early game. That's the reason.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, cool. Fun. And then our last 5-star is Zuen. Death Rattle, summon a different random minion from your teammate's warband.
So I assume they say different so that you cannot have
7 Zuens, and the Zuen summons the Zuen.
Well, no. You could still do that, but
wait. What do you mean? No. You can't summon Zuen, right? Because otherwise you just run 7 Zuens, right? Summon Zuen, which summons a Zuen, which summons a Zuen.
Well, you just need 2, right? You just both play Zuen, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But okay.
You don't need 7.
Sure, 1 Zuen each then, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're done. You win. Why would I go? Like, you're like 7 Zuens. I'm like,
yeah,
no,
you're
shit,
right. Up and when you up and then up and then up. Yeah, that seems like something you wouldn't want to be possible. Yeah.
Okay, I do wonder if you run like 3 or 4 Zuens and your opponent's like, oh, let me just sell my whole board.
No. Your teammate, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like, your teammate sells their whole board and keeps that one god minion, and then the Zuens will summon 4
for sure. No, that's a strat. That's absolutely going to be a strat. Or you just like, this is like stupid, right? But you can just have your friend run 2 golden base skills. And then the friend can actually hold Scam, so he's strong. But the Zuen will turn into golden base skill. And then you can also hold Scam. That's so stupid. Right? So let's say like you can play Zuen, which turns into golden base skill.
Wait, you can run double Zuen, double base skill, both players. Right?
So the Zuen will always turn into base skill.
Yeah.
That's so dumb. Okay, let's again hope that base skill is no longer in the game at this stage, because you can literally just run golden base skill. Well, let's also be fair. Just get golden base skills, right? It's like, okay, that's kind of difficult, right, for both players. But yes, that would be stupid.
I mean, there's probably some heroes that could do it easily.
Dude,
right?
Titus with this. Baron, double death rattle.
Yeah.
Then the base skill summons your whole hand. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, now that's hard to do, right? And you don't golden base skills, like they say back in the day, they don't grow on trees, right? So it's not
they used
so
to.
Easy.
They used to though.
Back in the day, tier 4, yeah, they would grow on trees. 2 golden base skills possible. But just hypothetically saying, that'd be really dumb, right? You just copy your friend's shit. Anyways, it's not entirely. You would need such a big hand that it's probably better to just have a Giga Chat, right, on the board, and then your friend just has Zuens.
Yeah, that's the boring one.
You would be you would be vulnerable to Scam though, but still. I guess your the Zuen player would run Titus and just a bunch of Zuens, and then you would the Giga Chat minion would be Shield, Reborn, right, and then like Cleave or something, and then like good luck scamming that, right? Like the Zuen summons, let's say a 200 damage Cleave with Shield, Reborn, and Wind Fury, and player A has only Foe Reaper, right, and player B has Zuens and Titus. That's so dumb. Like, that's hard to beat already when you think about it, because how do you scam Divine Shield, Reborn, Wind Fury, Foe Reapers? That's like, you just have to be bigger.
Leroy's.
Yeah, but still, Titus with Zuen and the Foe Reapers have Reborn, right? So that's a lot.
Right, they do have.
You need a whole lot of Leroys for that shit, right? Like 1 Foe Reaper kills like 5 Leroys on its own. Oh my god.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
No,
you're not
that's a strat. That's like, think about that. Like one person, like a Vol'jin or a Mutanus, just like everything on one guy, and then the other player is Tidus with Zuins, and then you have one turn where you pivot. The Vol'jin sells all the crap, and the player.
We're not even. You're not even incorporating Sandy into this too.
No, no, no. We can look at it like, but yeah, that's gonna be fun.
I do think that's probably going to be the case where someone is strong, the other person just feeds off of it.
I guess, well, it says summon different, which I think means just Zuen. Chat is saying, is there an interpretation possible where it's like basically where it locks, maybe?
That's what I was thinking, but then it makes more sense for it to be not Zuen.
Oh, it has to be not Zuen, right? Like 100%.
Yeah.
But maybe it's also a lock on whatever it's copied. That would make sense. But yeah, we'll see. Whatever.
Yeah, chat's interpretation was my interpretation. But yours makes way more sense because if you could hit this, it's so broken. So I just deferred to you, but I initially thought it was like chat was saying.
No, I mean like 100% it won't be Zuen because you've just made an infinite loop, right? 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But maybe they also say, oh, we will just lock like base skill-esque, right? You can't keep pulling the same bream counter from your hands, right? Like it locks. So maybe they will say this is how it. Well, anyways, we'll figure it out.
I assume no, because I feel like you need to say more.
I hope no, because it's gonna be so like you can do some really fun stuff. All right, Sandy is the last one. It's a 6-star 1/1 without a type. How good can it be? That sounds really bad. All right.
I honestly would have liked it to have a little bit more stats.
Start of combat, transform into a copy of your teammate's highest health minion. Okay, you know what shits on this? Blaster with chicken, and you kill the Sandy when it's still a 1/1 before it procs.
That's my issue.
Yeah. You have to Uther the Sandy to keep it alive. I hate Blaster with chicken, by the way. It's so dumb. Like you can lose the fight before it even starts. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if your opponent is doing that, then maybe that is like the game plan.
Yep. Oh, Illidan can hit it. Yeah, start of combat. Illidan goes first. All right. Anyways, transform into a copies of your teammate's highest health minion is Zuen-esque, right? Where you can just say, oh, you just make an insane minion, but the upside is you wouldn't have to sell your board because the Sandy can't miss. The Sandy always takes the best one. You play duo. Sandy is broken. I would assume so, Chief.
Yeah, it is broken. Yeah.
This looks good.
That was my interpretation as well. It's a lot easier to set up than Zuen, and it makes playing duos like not as like necessary for both players to be doing well. Like someone can troll around and then like they found a Sandy in the end game and now they're strong. You know what I mean? Like. It means that you have like a saving mechanic.
Well, you can just have one person focused on powering to 6 and rolling it down for Sandys.
Yeah.
Because the moment
it works.
Yeah, and the teammate is the one that's building the minion, and you're just like, just copy my good minion. Yeah. Yeah, Tavish shooting down would kill this. Illidan could kill this, probably not if you have some taunts.
You play Tavish just so you can shoot this.
Yeah.
But you have to be going first.
I mean, no, Tavish goes before minions go.
No, I mean like you have to be first in the fight. Like,
sure. Otherwise it's weird. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because if it swaps the fight, then
that's true.
You know,
same with the chickens, right? Yeah, same with the chickens. That wouldn't. So conditional. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all the minions.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a lot. That looks really cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a game mode.
It's gonna be a game mode. That's true. Oh man. So from watching the players' calls, anything that's still on the top of your head where you're like, okay, this looked cool, this looked completely broken, this or that, or Just want to get into maybe.
But the players I were watching weren't that good, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have Jeef in chat, so Jeef, feel free to throw out some thoughts if you have any other than Sandy OP. If not, no problem. That's fair. So in terms of this is the only reason I'm bringing this up is because it's been in my chat a few times where people say, oh, will this be ranked? Will they still support normal Battlegrounds? Do you have to play duo? All these concerns, questions. I would assume there is going to be a ladder for this. I would think it's very weird if it's not. And yes, I think obviously you can still just play solo BG. I think this will just be a separate mode with a separate rank. I don't think you're going to be like, oh, this is like quests. You can no longer play normal BGs. I would think it's weird, right? Because like some people just don't want to play together with a teammate, right? They like your teammate's not online and you still want to play
friends and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but even the two of us, right? Like we're not on the same schedule. Like sometimes
that's true.
I'm up, you're sleeping, right? So then I want to jam some solo BGs. Like it's not like, oh, I can't do anything until Collins wakes up. That wouldn't make sense. and we are very much like we're very flexible when it comes to that, right? Because we've played so much together. We'll adapt to like, oh, I'll start a bit later, start a bit earlier. And even we would have this like, oh, I want to play some solos as well. So yeah, absolutely. I would not be concerned about that at all. I would think that this is just going to be introduced in, I would say, the most sensible way where you say, okay, if you want to play this, great. If you still want to play the other one, great. Your rank should be separate and all that.
There's almost no way this could be balanced unless they're balancing both modes separately.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of hero and minion bans, I suppose, kind of like anomalies where they say, Chicken has now been removed from duo mode, or, you know, this has now been removed from duo mode. Reno is no longer allowed in duo mode.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah,
I think that's what's going to happen. Like, they're just going to have a lot of stuff not allowed in, which they can do because they have a bunch of extra minions and they have a bunch of extra heroes, right? So they can easily say, oh, this and that is not allowed.
Yeah, okay. But at least first week, it's not going to be.
The clown fiesta is... But, I mean... What I usually say is embrace the chaos. When you have this type of change, you have this whole new game mode with new minions. Don't worry too much about it being balanced. It's not going to be balanced, but just have fun with it. And then they'll look at what is clearly overperforming and they'll nerf that. They'll look at what is clearly underperforming and they'll buff that. And
the second part is a little bit of a copium, but I hear you.
Yeah, across all MMRs, right? But yes, there's always going to be underperformers at high MMR where you just can't fix that because then it becomes like we talked about this where stupid stuff like, oh, I have Maleficent Mana Storm, which was like really good at low MMR because people would just play mech and be like, yep, direction.
One person plays Daryl, the other person just levels every single turn.
Daryl's like whatever. What would be like Giga Tempo?
Everyone's a Daryl hater now. Daryl used to be one of the best in the game. Now everyone's like Daryl.
You get +1/+1 when you buy something. That's Daryl now.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, they changed.
Daryl's no longer Daryl, right?
Oh, you're right.
Now I did play that with Anima Bribe Hero Power, which is great because so the way how Daryl now works is you get +1/+1, but it's a hat. And when you sell it, the hat bounces back, right? So it goes on a different minion. So let's say you have a minion that has accumulated 5 hats, +5/+5. You sell that, the hats go back on your board, but the 5/5 goes in the shop. So that was fun with Anima Bribe. There is a question in the chat which I think is interesting. Are we playing NA or EU?
Depends on... I guess EU, right?
We will test
easier opponents.
You know what? I'm not going to fight you on that because that's great for my ping. Yes, Collins, it has been decided. We'll play on EU. But no.
I mean, just look at Lobby Legends. Obviously, I think it's clear as day, right?
So Jeef wins 1 Lobby Legends and Collins is that's
all I need. That's all I need.
Us NA folk have won so many tournaments. Like, just look back at the most recent one. And
I mean, who was second place?
Don't look
was
much
it NA
further.
as well?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Okay, okay. I didn't expect to be doing this today, but
I gotta rub it in while I can, you know.
yeah. No, let's. I would say we probably both play a little bit, and we'll just see what makes most sense. Like whoever is suffering the least goes on that region.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Whew. Oh man, yeah. This looks just super exciting. Just checking if there's anything here.
Dog playing. Yeah, I bet Dog. I didn't watch Dog and Hafu's games. I bet those are probably the best.
Yeah.
To like for team play
to see like synergy.
Yeah. So
yeah, they play together all the time with other stuff, right?
Yeah. Dog playing Goya, feeding Hafu's Gallowix. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Yeah. That sounds like a good combo.
Like what helps so much is as the support player, if you know what the carry wants because you've played the carry.
Or you've played the game. You know, like
well, there's still some heroes,
I hear what you're
right?
saying,
But yes. Like for instance, when like I've played like back in the day Kurtrus, right? Like old Kurtrus. Even that's high MMR, like a lot of people wouldn't play that, right? But if you're comfortable,
I have no idea what you're
exactly
doing.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like just playing the game is not enough. Some heroes,
you have to
specific.
play the heroes. That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah. Where like, oh no, trust me, you're gonna want this like 2 turns from now. This is gonna be insane. Like, take it. Yeah, something like that. Oh my god. Okay. No, this is great. I think honestly, I'll just open it up for a second if there's any questions in chats, right? To throw out. If you have any more things on top of your mind, feel free to throw them out as well, Collins. But I feel like we've covered most of it, and I'm just mostly really excited for this.
When is it coming out now?
Yeah, when? Duos when? Question mark.
Apparently, Season of Anomaly is coming to an end on December 4th.
Oh, okay. Sure. That makes sense. So that doesn't mean it's going to start December 5th, but that just means that anomalies are gone. Right. Yeah. Do we know if any heroes are banned? Very likely they will be.
Very likely they will not be at the beginning, and then as people play, they will ban everything. Because I mean, I assume there's just some crazy stuff that is going to be available.
So you think everything is open at the start?
I don't think they're. I just don't trust them.
That's fair. Honestly. That's fair. That's fair.
Queen Ashara seems pretty good, right? Since you can feed.
Yeah,
right? You can get your 25 attacks super early.
Speedrun the hero power. That's true.
Yeah. I wonder if Phelan might also be okay, right? You just like level. You just don't care. Like you'll take your damage, but hopefully you'll recover. Oh man. Who else would be pretty good?
There's so much cool stuff to try.
Does Mukla give? I guess Mukla would also give your teammate banana.
Yeah, that does not get me excited at all.
I don't. I don't think it's good. With Lady Vosh, you can.
With so if you pass the permanent spellcraft, it's still permanent on the other person's board.
I assume so. Yeah.
That's cool because a lot of the time you start overflowing divine shields with Lady Vosh, right? So you're like, oh, here's a shield.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like Lady Vosh is like, hey, Lady Vosh George, or no, like George with something, right? There's got to be George combos.
It's still George. Yeah. I don't know.
It's still George. You're George hater.
I think when you have to start thinking about it like that, I think there's a lot of obvious like stupid stuff, right?
Vol'jin, Varden, that kind of stuff.
Vol'jin, Varden. Wait, why?
No, not together. Not together. Just like generally, Vol'jin and Varden.
Well, Vol'jin with anything, yeah. Vol'jin.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
I love Vol'jin, so like you can.
I don't love Vol'jin, but I respect Vol'jin. I just don't love it.
That's probably
Zephyr seems super easy to trigger early.
Yeah, again, the freaking +1 gold ruins curves though. So
It does, yeah.
Like, I really, really don't think you're passing that much early, other than specific pass effects, right? Like, you have the Goya, or you have the one drop that you're passing around, or this or that, but specifically...
You could play Mutinous and then just give all the extra minions away.
Yeah, but you can't pick them off your board, so they're not big, right? Like, you're not feeding big stuff to Mutinous.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Goya could do it, though. Goya could do it. Goya could pass, like, a Mithrax you're about to sell, and a Mutinous just goes like...
Oh, if you make Ragnaros the insane power card, like you
feed Rag, yeah. Rag
yeah, you feed
everything.
Rag, yeah, and then he gets to fight double the enemies. Yeah,
and then he's like playable. Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
I could see that. I'm just, I'm looking through the list of heroes.
No, it's good, it's good, it's good. Rag, feeding Rag could be a strat. Yeah, could be a play. Oh, you can communicate through pings.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about that at all.
Yeah, that's not on the list of stuff, but that's great.
So yeah, go to the actual. I'll give you a link, right? But there's like
yeah. I mean, I can see it here.
Yeah, there's like a little ping stuff. Like I it's gonna be interesting if you're playing with someone you don't know. Like if you're like just randomly queuing.
Playing
I do wonder,
a game
like,
with random people.
How are you gonna make friends ever if you never do something like that? It's like you just have to live with that. I do think that's gonna be peculiar, right? Like, in some games, there is definitely some interesting pinging, like, and you can ping anything. It seems you can ping the freeze button, you can ping the level button, like it. You have a lot of freedom in what you're gonna ping.
Okay, so it's not just minions that you can do this on.
No, you can ping anything.
So is it just? Do you know if it's just like G and then drag, or same as all the other ping?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what the interface is. I wouldn't be surprised. It would make sense. It's just where your fingers are gonna go to if you're used to that.
Yeah, I do think maybe the ping is gonna get improved with time, right? I feel like there needs to be a way. Learn from Apex. Apex is one of the better pinging systems I've seen.
I can definitely see like your teammate does something and it's just like a question mark spam.
Yeah, I could definitely
like what the fuck, man? What are you doing? Yeah.
I could definitely see you doing that to me. You just ping the level up button with question mark.
Yeah, you've already leveled, and I'm just like,
Why?
What is that, Collins? Why are you tier 6 already?
I'm just getting Sandy's,
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. No, I was more thinking if you're queuing up with randoms, that like where, let's say the game is going south. This is like in pretty much every team game where people are okay usually at the start. There's full potential. Right. We could be winning, and then it goes south. Like, then it's easy to say it's your fault, and I'm gonna ping you, and like you shouldn't have. Like, why did you level there?
The other issue is like with leaving, right? It kind of dooms the other player.
Yeah. If your teammate leaves, but I mean, this is in pretty much any game ever where there's teammates.
Right.
Like, if you have someone in your team that leaves,
except for League, League we can win 4v5 as long as you don't throw. But other than that,
is there like insane stuff in League where you get boosts if someone leaves? Okay, so you get wrecked. Okay, excellent. Still the same as back in the day. Will there be a queue for randoms for those of us without friends? We don't have confirmation on that, right? The assumption is yes.
There is.
The assumption is yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to exclude an insane part of the player base.
How are you going to get enough players if you can't queue randomly? Like, it just doesn't seem possible.
It's just going to be at high level. You're just going to get fewer and fewer people that aren't duos, right?
Yeah, you're going to need a duo to like super climb, but you can casually play for sure. Facing coordinated mic talking friends, yeah.
I mean, but that's the same in a lot of games where if you want to do that, you're free to do that. And I feel like the MMR is generally the thing that will separate that, where at very, very high level, either people will be just very good and they don't really, really need it, right? They just play really well, or people will just have that communication.
I want to see the like just a random player playing so well that he just carries their teammates like every game, like you know, and then like people are like watching and it's like, damn, that guy is really good, and then they take him, you know, like you scout the teammate like that, like hey.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really, really good in solos, then
I'd love to see a streamer just play random.
Yeah, there's gotta be a streamer that does that for sure.
Probably, yeah.
All right. Either way, I think we can wrap it up here, Collins.
Yeah, we can wrap it up for sure.
It's been a fun edition, like one we've been really excited to record, just and obviously way more excited to play. Just gotta not think about it too much now, basically, until it's
solo
here.
queue challenge. Yeah, solo. From new account to top top 100, like just in duo solo queue.
That'd be funny, right? Like a solo queue until you're up.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, guys. Well, thank you so very much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. This has been the HSBG podcast. As per usual, I'm doing Collins' job, right? But it's stealing the outro. So as per usual, you can find us. Just honestly, the easiest way, just Google Educated Collins or Google Shady Bunny. You get all our stuff. YouTube, Twitch, it's all there. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right. That's the recording.
Cool. Are we still live?
We are live.
Or
hey, chat.
Oh, I can't curse them. Okay.
Can't blame chat yet or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Gotta wait till they're gone.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go off. It's
Yeah, for sure. Get some rest.
All right, guys. It's been great. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some games. And yeah, I mean, duo's looking really cool. Seems good.
We're used to being blamed. How dare you, Shady? How dare you mistreat your audience?
I never blame them, and unless they suggest that I know me, and then that's on chat, really. Okay. All right. Bye, everyone.
Take care.